Good afternoon and welcome to sunny Cape Town. A little bit of wind blowing as we bring you a Masters hockey match from the World Cup. This is the over-55s lady. This is a playoff game for 9th and 10th place. Last game for these ladies of the tournament. We've got Wales against the USA. Wales in red and USA in blue. This game brought from Western Province Cricket Club, a sports club in Cape Town where this tournament's been hosted. As these two teams get a straight out battle for 9 and 10 place in the tournament. Always pride at stake when anybody plays in this tournament, and nothing different here as these teams get set to do battle. The US with early pressure here, nice and high in the field. Ball going through, unfortunately, but the intent's still there, which is good. You want to see teams putting on the pressure early on, enjoying their hockey and playing the match as they go forward. See the US just cutting the ball off there, coming out the transfer, looking for the open field, which is good. You don't want to be trapped in the closed side of the field. You want to be able to play into the open side and get the ball out wide. Both these teams finishing 5th in their pools, in the pool stage of the tournament, and so therefore playing each other now for 9 and 10. Finishing 5th, obviously mixed results. The US winning one and drawing one and losing the rest in their pool games, and Wales also winning one, drawing one, and losing 3 in their pool games. As Wales now come away with the ball, trying to push forward and find some space, but denied there by the US, who intercept the little mini triangle pass and go back into their setup. As these games always start nice and frantic. It's their last game, so already your brain's thinking about the relaxation you're going to have afterwards. It's been 8 long days of hockey this tournament so far. Still a couple of days left for some teams. As the ball rolls forward there, Becky Fleck was thinking about hitting that one from behind and just missed it. But the US now get a set up from the back. Wales have been very clever at cutting the trough ball off here. They got a cutting field play. Forces the USA to move it out sideways. And the Welsh get the blow in the middle of the field, choosing to move down the right hand side there. So spectators have come out to watch this. We've got some US spectators. Again, this is a nice tournament because you've got different divisions in the male and female categories, and so when one division players from the other division in your country come down and watch and support, it's like having your own traveling database of supporters. Wales now having a move going forward, looking for the through ball, but just been cut out completely there. Looked like Nori Smith that just stepped in. No, I lie. Christine Cateau, who just stepped in front of the ball there and intercepted it, cutting off a distinct attack from Wales that might have ensued. Nori Smith on the ball now, trying to find options. There's a deep option for her, but she's looking to go long and down the channel. That's what Wales wanted to do, and they've intercepted that, and they a direct ball forward. Idea to play to Thomas in front. And now Wales on the backhand is driving through Becky Fleck, trying to find an option. A long, deep run coming high on the field. But drifting towards the dead zone as have to reset this, and Elaine Scale just trips on the ball slightly and has to come back and reset. having territory at the moment. Just trying to find a way through. Game's a little bit hectic. These things always start off with a bit of charging, and Becky Fleck just missing the ball running through there. The US picking it up on the side now. They've got some time to play this one. They can find the 45. Kelly Setzer just looking down the line, getting it back again. Her options have been closed down now, but she still pops the ball in field. Time for Siegel to see if she can find an option. Loses the ball, unfortunately, and this ball goes way back down the field. And Wales get to reset now. This is Sally Reese by herself, 1 against 4, looking for the cross. Ricochets off. Looked like Kathy Frick's stick. A couple of sticks on the way there, so could have been one of them. As the ball chuckles out the sideline, and Becky Fleck with a great break infield goes for the backhand pass, which is slightly higher risk, and she'll look back at that replay and go, wasn't my best option. Caught the edge of the stick and lifted, and umpire saying that's dangerous. And the US get to reset. The US getting a couple of breaks in the midfield here. Just not able to capitalize on that one. Like I said, the wind picking up here. Still not that cold, so nobody diving for cover yet. As now we get a good run by the States. They're going to make the circle edge. Couldn't drive it onto the foot there. Had a good counter-attack break. Had the run through. To reset the ball on 22, but can't find a way through. A lot of attention being paid there by the Welsh defenders, as the US now stuck on the right hand corner. This is always a difficult one to get through. Somebody's going to belt it and see what happens. There it comes, the belt. Good brave defending to get it out, but the ball ending up just being cracked around a bit as the loose pass. Umpire blowing the whistle for no advantage there, which would frustrate them no end. As you join us back here, the crowd getting nice and boisterous on the sideline. Captain Machawiak just knocking the ball out wide there. She's been left off at the moment, trying to get the ball out. As Wales win the ball in the midfield, they're going to try and get one of these through at some stage. And Becky Fleck running in there, but a collision happening, and they're going to blow for a short corner. It wasn't intentional, but the collision did happen, and as often happens if a collision does take place, umpire's always going to give a penalty corner for something like that. A little bit unlucky there, but the ball was given away to Wales in the midfield, and they had a chance to break through. As they have a quick debate about what's going to happen. Yeah, they didn't eject her. The ball seems to have rolled far away. As we wait for the injection, Wales with the pushing. Looked like they were going to go for the flick there, but first wave running a very smart line, and that is good running there. Kathy Frick with a mask on, stick in front of her. It's good hockey, that. Nice and brave. Saw that the flicker wasn't ready and got right up close. Again, Ochoak just losing a bit of position there. Wales get into the circle. Fleck gets in. And the States come away with the ball, trying to find options. Again, ball crashing in. But not getting for that. Another ball crash. Oh, that's a great finish. The cross has come in. A little bit of a dip on it. And one time in it, as it came across the face, that really was a fantastic finish. We're going to watch the replay of that often at home when you see how Becky Fleck just took that off the one time and cracked it into the back of the net. Not often it works out that nicely. As she's celebrating style afterwards. Ball was crossed in and she just cracked it in the deck. All credit, though, of course, must also go to Lane Scale, who delivered that neat little cross into her. She was wide open. As again, we see this game opening up in the midfield as Smith runs down the right-hand side for the US and finds a long ball to Setzer. Kelly Setzer just can't get that on the backhand. She was making an effort down there, but that corner being very tricky today with the wind pushing the ball away from you. The US now pressing heavily into this corner, trying to find a way out, but Lynn Rees getting an easy ball to turn on. The ball down the line was open, possibly deliberately for the States to try and force that ball to happen there and not come around the outside. No trough ball available to Wales, so they're going to go small here. The ball that comes out, if they do go trough, is going to be under pressure. Choosing to go in the overhead, into the wind, as the pickup happens and Kathy Frick tries to take it on the counter. It doesn't work, so now players come out as Wales try and build up with the goal scorer, Fleck. And a little backhand pass, finding the foot. Neat little skill there from Lynn Rees. Just getting the free as they throw the overhead into the wind. It's going to be a tough ask today. I said to win, it's breezy, not gale force, but enough to make you think twice about getting some meat on your bones when you throw the ball over the toppers. That ball's going to roll harmlessly through. No Wales runner can get to that, and the US quite happy to let that roll over the back. The ball comes back to Ochoak, who's going to decide where to go from this. Got options in front of her, goes for a little flip pass. Again, trying to run through the middle, beating 4 people. That was actually eliminations. Going to roll the ball forward and see what you can find here. Caponero just had to consolidate that. There's players on the far side of the field open. Goes for the straight pass. I think on the right, Smith was setting up a player there. Chose Setzer rather, who's in the middle of the field. But unfortunately, Setzer was heavily marked in the middle of the field. So, at the end of the day, intercept happening. And the ball getting knocked over the baseline. They're going to go for a long corner, I think. Ball being brought around the outside, yeah. The US just running themselves. Smith in a bit of trouble. Applying a bit of pressure, but it does give the US some time to come out. And the big cross coming. Ochoak in the far corner, not giving much chance there. That ball was cracked across behind her, just caught in the teeth. Every now and then you catch a ball cleanly with the hockey stick. The carbon fibers line up and the graphite gets in the right direction, and suddenly the springs come out and you hit a ball much harder than you expect to. Doesn't happen often, I can't lie to you. When it does though, you're in your element as Reese and Fleck just get a bit confused about who's going where there. And the US need to come out the back now. They move the ball out to the right-hand side. Again, ball given straight to Wales. Could be a chance again, popping the ball up. The keeper making a fantastic save. Kiesling coming out there. And a ball on the far post. Making the first save, the ball coming straight back again. The ball is coming right across the face and not being tapped in at the far post. Again, the US being forced to play it sideways to the outside halves. It does put them far back in the field. It gives Wales the time to step, and as you can see, Fleck just stepped through there. Try to pick up that ball. Time in the midfield now. Backhand pass. Not find anybody. Little midfield battle in Senior. Now we've got a counter-attack happening on the side, and the US fans on the sidelines are getting very excited. Siegel trying to work her way around the left-hand side, but going too deep in the field. The ball coming out now. We got Wynn cracking the ball in the circle. Turn and shoot. Just not catching the ball cleanly. There was Kathy Frick. The ball's all over the place here, but it's definitely going to be a dangerous ball, I think. A couple of people got hits and knocked, and all the rest of it. Umpire saying that it's a short corner. People fetching balls and sticks and all the rest of it. Again, Wales 1-0 up in this encounter. We're coming to the end of the first quarter. 15 seconds to go, so this penalty corner will run the clock down, I'm pretty sure. You get to play out the penalty corner when there's a timeout like this. So, Ochawayak looking like she's going to be hitting this one. Injection comes, not so straight. Goes across. Hits a deflection in front of the goalkeeper. We're going to see who claims that, but the ball was hitting. And in front of the P spot. Going to see it knocked in, and you can clearly hear the US having a nice fan club get on the sideline there. It looked like Kathy Frick who put a stick out there and caught the deflection. Frick came in from the right. That ends the first quarter. Wales up, sorry, they're 1-1 in this game, and we look forward to more hockey. Right at the death of that first quarter. Looked like Kutua knocked the ball in and caught a deflection off a Wales stick, which beat the keeper. But the goal stands. You don't get own goals in hockey. The strike was direct enough. Christine Kutua just knocked it down the channel and caught a deflection. So she should be credited with that goal, I suppose. And game goes on as it's 1-1 now. Lots of crowd on the sideline. Evening game, so people that are at the World Cup have played their matches. Ball rolls forward and catches a foot, unfortunately. They've played their matches in their various pools and that, and are from these countries pop down here, grab a drink, and they're on the side of the field, and you'll hear some USA chants on the one side, some strong Wales chants on the other side, and this is a 9-10 playoff game, so the result now counts. It's their last game of the tournament, so they'll be putting everything in, leaving the tank empty at the end of this game. Possibly also looking forward to some relaxing time in Cape Town tomorrow after their tournament's finished. Wales driving forward now, trying to find a channel. The channel's blocked though, so they were being hopeful trying to get down there. Gilliger just let the ball go. Unfortunately, Kathy Frick getting caught in possession, turning open side. Again, Frick lining up where to go, trying to get the ball across the field, I think. Drives it down the middle. Not a clean hit, but it does go down the field, which is important. And Gilliger taps it on. Sets it now, trying to find an entry. But Wales do come away with it, and it's a bit messy. With captain Emma Thomas, who I think might have got the touch on that goal. Not that it was her fault at all. Just happened to be the person that caught the edge of her stick on the way through, and as you hate it when that happens, you become the victim of circumstance. Emma Thomas, a stalwart of this team, the captain, now pressing to see if she can get the ball off, and again a tackle coming in. Looked like Sam Pascoe had that tackle. A lot of pressure being piled on here. Caponera stuck in the midfield. A lot of red shirts around saying you can't go through there. But does find a whistle blow, and again Gilliger just trying to find the ball at the back. Rolling it across. Loose ball, that's going to be a 50-50, but both players miss it. Nori Smith comes away, goes for the long ball down the middle. It was a long way out, but a lot is expected of Kathy Frick to get there. Again, this is the 9-10 playoff for the O55 division for women at this World Cup. Playing for your country. Nice overhead through the middle of the field. It's going to difficult to handle. Wales get control of this. Get some time down the field here. Sally Rees looking for options. Goes for the short right option. Emma Thomas just choosing the option that is best for the team in that moment. Bailing out. Now the long ball comes through. That's going to be a really good ball for just get picked up. Sally Rees had made a good run from the first movement down into that channel. Got into the gap. As this ball is going to be a US ball on the sideline. Kelly Setzer was going to take it and then said no. Gilliger has come back and throw the overhead. Caught unfortunately in front of her. Livesey just letting the ball go to the middle. And now we've got the counter. Short pass coming in. Jones, Jan. Playing the ball forward again, and again this game a little bit scrappy. Both teams not holding the ball, just driving into players, going forward, and need to change some channels here. They can't be one-dimensional because opposition's going to block that as much as possible. As again, the US with Gilliger just cracks it down the field. And now Wales are going to try and open this game up. Donna Drew getting caught in possession, and it's going to hurt because charging down the field is Kathy Frick. Going to let the ball go now. If you can see Gilliger on the left, didn't let it go. Found a foot or two or three. Still now giving Wales time to get back and they can reset. Ball getting cracked in. Nobody touching that. Okay, there was an option to just drop the ball out left there. And not saying they would have scored, but it did give somebody with a low pressure on the ball carrier time to have a look to see if they can make a difference. The ball popped back and Nori Smith cracked the ball through to the P spot and nobody touched it. As well as come back down the middle again. A lot of pressure. Smith on the pressure on Thomas. And Thomas feeling the pressure and coughing up the ball. Gilliger in the midfield out to Smith. Smith's finding the ball wide, but unfortunately, ball trickling over the sideline there. So Wales having started again 1-0 up, and the US now bringing back the game. And the game being level means a lot of anxiety as both teams are pushing forward but making mistakes. Just not taking a bit of care on the ball. Important thing to make sure the ball is out of reach of the opposition. Otherwise, every time you pass the ball and it gets tapped or intercepted or kicked or disrupted, you got to restart every single time. You want to have as many clean passes as possible, even sometimes if that passes backwards. And Wales now trying to create some channels. The ball's going to change, and then Thomas is the target, I think. No, ball going longer. Nobody there, but I think Emma Thomas was the person in the pocket there that probably should have been receiving that ball. They had nobody on her, had time to turn and look forward and see if she could find options. Watch a wire, just smacking that ball, and they get a quick one here if they can go. They're driving in. Keeper's out completely in playing in front of everybody. The keeper came out as fast as possible there. Tried a front mark, which is a good thing, because as Keesling got out of her goal to the P spot, she cut off any options that were coming through. Some coaches get a bit nervous when their keeper starts patrolling around the edge of the D, but in that case, it did work out as the US are back in their circle trying to clear the ball, and that's going to be cleared effortlessly. Wales now just pushing on the side here. Wales trying to fire no way around, but when you're stuck in this corner, it's often the hardest place to come through as the clearance happens all the way to the middle line of the field. And Wales have to reset their attacking play from here now. Looking for the build-up. Moving the trough ball out there, not finding. Emma Thomas came back to look for that ball, but the pass does not direct it very cleanly. Wales now looking for options, but Thomas at the back now will pick up the ball. Will be knocked as far as Fairless. Fairless is a little bit trouble, yeah. Thomas able to pick up the ball, but it'll come back with interest as Frick takes the ball away from Fleck and then delivers the ball to the circle, but Emma Thomas on the route one, just blocking the ball from getting to Anna. Anna had made a lead in there. Thomas getting there before her and just clearing the ball at the sideline. Ball moved to the baseline, just a little bit of control lost there. Unfortunately, often when the pitch has just been wet and the ball rolls in there, the ball came to Tony Anna, but it just spun off her stick after she trapped it. Wales not troughing the ball, keeping the ball short side. There's a lot of people in the side of the field, so dangerous option is Fleck now runs to the ball. Very athletic, looking for options. Runs into the defender, which is often what happens when you can't see options. Looks like the sun is shining in her eyes. Emma Thomas taking the free hit, going short side again. Now cutting infield, need to find options. Unfortunately pushes the ball into the defender. I think there was a lane scale. And now the US get to come away with the ball. Trying to find options. Being closed down on the sideline. But Kathy Frick, oh no, she didn't get the blow there. Look, she popped the ball in the air and come away with that as Fleck drops it out to Thomas. Thomas going to pop the ball over the top. Now the open space cross comes, and we've got some space on the side now for Bennett. Bennett with the ball down the field. Men here, Thomas. Also into the circle now, pops it in. And again, Kathy Fleck arriving from initially starting the move on the halfway line. Carried on her run so that by the time it got around the circle, she was back in the D. And similar scenario, she tried to one-time that but didn't get the full connection on it as the ball gets cracked out wide by Nori Smith. And Wales get to restart their attack from the 22. Trying to work up a builder player, but just putting the ball infield a little bit slowly was Elaine Scale. Probably need to roll out there where you take the ball around your body so that the defender, your body's between the defender and the ball. Try to do the inside pull there where the ball was exposed and it just caught a stick on the way through as a infield collision there. I think Siegel will be unhappy. They shouldn't get the blow, but there was a little bit of advantage, and now the overhead attempted, but just got enough gas on it, even with the wind behind. Open play being made, and the running flick goes through again. Gonna pull the ball around the body. There's the roll. Perfect action, and now she can deliver. Looking for a short corner. Pops it herself. Tries to be cute and go around the defender one way and pop the ball the other way. The good old run around. The US a little bit more wily to that as a big swing comes in. This is a loose ball, can go anywhere. They're blowing for some initial foul. We could just see sticks and ball and people all over the place there. So we're going to go on the umpire's decision for that one to see what they say could see from close by. As a game, this game locked at 1-1 with 5 to go in this half. 10 stuff for this 9th and 10th place playoff. Wachawayak just trying to find a short option, keeping it neat. Sets her with a roll, taking it into big contact there. 3 Welsh players in the middle of the field. If she loses it, the turnaround can be big. Wachawayak now looking strong down the middle. Gonna make the trough ball happen though. Smith down the middle of the field. Good ball. Finding the length, just only going as far as Scale. Now Wales looking for the switching ball. Bennett on the right here will find a ball forward. Only as far as Skirra, and Skirra gets dispossessed. And the US get to come away with the ball again. That ball to the midfield, when you give it to your links, you need to give it a little bit of pace. Doesn't help if you take pace off it, it just hurts the person getting it. With too little pace and pressure, collision happening there between Smith and Emma Thomas. That's a game, this game made a little bit scrappy. The passing game slows down and the ball gets carried in contact a lot. Good skill being pulled out the bag there by Galija. Galija just inside, outside. And Smith not happy with that pass. Thought a lead was coming there and just a miscommunication, I think. Was the right pass to give, just Caponero wasn't ready for it, and Caponero just made a slight late start. And the ball rolled away as Wales a bit in pressure in the corner, yeah. They want to play this out. Going for the 45 option, which catches a foot. And the US can run at this ball now. Going for the direct option. A couple of times now, we've seen Galija with some skill. Just getting caught in the pocket there. Wachawayak driving the ball down the middle. And again, Kathy Frick and Galija just need some space to get away from the tacklers. They need to create their own space by moving away. Often taking the ball into contact. Very good players themselves. And this ball needs to move 5 yards. I don't think that was 5. Hit the defender stick on the way through. So interpretation there, but the play carrying on. And Kathy Fleck going for the long hit, but overrunning the ball and taking a swing at it and apologizing. Trying to hit the inside out on the run, which is one of the hardest skills in hockey to do. We all know that, but we still all try it when the time comes, just in case we get it right and become legends. Sweeping tackle being made at the back corner there. Not much happening out there. It looks like Andrea Fearless doing battle, trying to stop this ball from entering. Again, there are a lot of people in this part of the field. Needs the ball to be cleared out as the run comes in from Smith. Whole lot of clankety clank. A lot of people in the D. And the net result is a long corner, which gets taken from the 22. Smith scanning to see what's on here. Goes for the wide option first. Does put... trying to see who that went to, but it... I think it was Volp. Volp put on the backhand when she received it, facing away from the goal. So a lot of work to turn around. Smith got the ball back again, facing forward this time. And gets it back again. And this time goes for the crack. And Emma Thomas stepping in and saying, I need to get this ball out. And again, Smith having multiple times here, the ball's going in for danger. Was going to land near the keeper with people swinging sticks. So the umpire rightly blew for a lifted ball. Smith had about 4 attempts there to get that ball across. Picking most of that time to go on the Route 1 channel, the direct option, where no T-point offered to her or top of the circle, where the US need to add more options to that. They need to start running people to the edge of the... And the ball keeps rolling through, and that's the end of the half. This game stuck at 1-0. We look forward to a great second half.
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
Welcome back. You join us for the second half of this playoff game for 9th and 10th in the O55 division. We've got Wales against USA. Wales in red and US in blue. The score is 1-1. All the action happened in the first quarter, where the two teams scored. Wales were first on the scoreboard with a nice, timely, one-time finish. It got crossed neatly and Becky Fleck just lashed onto the edge of it. And then at the end of the first quarter, short corner, that was awarded to the US. Nice clean injection and a nice cracking first-time shot by Courtois. And the ball got deflected in, but it was more the power that caused the whole thing as we get attacked down the left-hand side here. Wales trying to get a circle entry. Very clever leave there. Skirrer knocking the ball across and Fleck stepping over the ball. Ball running into the circle, but nobody else reading the mind there of Becky Fleck as she now steps to put pressure on the side. They're going to win this. Cuts it infield, trying to play into the player. Not sure if that was good, but Watchawak coming with the ball. The ball's going to go baseline, I think. Might have been a little bit ambitious there, trying to 1-2 that pass on the baseline. Of 8 days later of hockey, you aren't going to make those sprightly runs too quickly. It's about timing your exertion. And again, the States now come into the open side of the field to the right. On the back foot here, no pressure though, as Wales are leaving channels open. That ball running through a little too easy as Emma Thomas steps on this and gets dispossessed. We've seen a couple of times Kathy Frick with the headband on, one of the key players for the States. A lot of skill. US turn the ball over again, and this gives Elaine Scale time to knock it out the back. She can find an option. Finds Fleck, who's going to go down the line, I think. Finds a nice clean ball out the line. Sally Reese now looking up, trying to find options. And Fleck runs around. Good roll in hockey, that. The US are going to have to be careful of not letting Fleck around the park too much because she's very mobile and difficult to mark. And if you do let her loose, oh, almost an intercept there. That was Menia Thomas, I think. Put a left hand out, and one of those ones you hang a stick and you hope that the defender's going to whack it into your stick. And if it does, and your stick gets knocked out the way and the ball stays behind, you're in business. Just not falling for her there. Happens 1 in a million times. The US playing deep back in their corner there. Turnover resulting. But Jude Livesey not sure where to go, and Fleck arrives. Taking it by herself, looking for some action on the backhand. Not a good skill. And the second time she's turned the backhand skill out the bag, and probably got more talent than that to be able to, instead of backhand in the circle, take it round on the left hand and run into the D for a short corner. Often you need your key players to be selfish every now and then when they get close to the D and take a chance. They don't always come off, but the percentages are good for them to have a go. Kochawak just knocking the ball on the sideline. As Donna Drees now has to make choices about where to go. Tucks it in field. Scales with the ball. She's going to turn around. Needs to make a choice quickly. Tries to push it back into Kathy Frick and comes away with a blow. Whereas a bit guilty of just working the channel the whole time. I need to come out. There it is, that turnout that's important. Ball gets past infield. Emma Thomas back down the middle. Couldn't find Becky Fleck. If she could run over, she's got the blow if she doesn't walk away. Emma Thomas on her left. Probably a good pass to just get the ball going. Thomas still a good ball, but carrying it across and trying to crash it in. And Captain Thomas was open on the left here. She didn't get the ball, and unfortunately the breakdown happening. Ball into the midfield. I'm going to say well left by Nori Smith. She'll probably disagree that she tried to stop it, but good disguise. As Wales going to the mini game, but they can't afford to hold on the ball and slow it down as much as they have. They need to move the ball quickly. Lynn Reese on the ball. Needs to find the option. There's one at 45 if she looks up, and one back. Goes for the trough ball. Fearless finding the way forward, but ooh, lucky there. The ball does get knocked forward. Need a bit of speed up front here. I think it's going to be too much ball pace there. Helen Bone, which I haven't seen much of in this match. She's been playing up front, putting the pressure on, but they just haven't found any passes up there. And Fearless now needs to get this ball at the back. Coming out left. Lynn Reese down the line. 45 again ball. Good hockey. That's 3 good passes. Need a 4th and 5th. Thomas going to hatch this ball through and going to be reached. Unfortunately, the ball rolled over the front of the stick onto the back of the stick, and once it hits the back of the stick, it's not allowed. Emma Thomas with a fairly ambitious ball. A lot of pressure being applied onto Mariner Wynn there. As this game hovering at the moment, needing a bit of brilliance for somebody to just turn the screws on and get some result out here, wherever it is. Watch your wires, gonna look with some options. Go for the trough ball. And the ball rolling loose. And don't think Kiesling was expected to come and save that one. Was in the goals. The ball gets crashed in. That's not a bad ball because you never know where it's going to ricochet off there. And it was heading very neatly. But now we're going to have some ball going forward. Going for the backhand pass. Very reminiscent of what Becky Fleck did a while ago, and also didn't catch it cleanly. I think looking back there, the forehand pass was a better option. Kathy Frick knocking the ball over the baseline, but you're expecting Caponera and Frick to turn it on you and make a difference. Going forward for the US. Nice overhead being thrown to space. Collected and going to be played forward. Oh, good zigzag pass in there. Great zigzag passing. Trying to see if I can see Gilliger on the field, one of the key players for them. Might be rested at the moment. Another key player for the US that they'd want in the mix coming into this game. I know Gilliger's in front of everybody there, sorry. She was hiding behind the spectators where I couldn't see her. Now the US trying to press as hard as they can in this corner. The overhead being thrown, and it's actually been collected by Wales, which is a great idea. Oh, and it's been called for not being fired, but no advantage given there. Umpire slightly guilty of blowing the whistle too quickly. This could make a difference if Fleck can run on the outside. She comes back infield. Very athletic, keeping the forehand. Just doesn't find the pass, unfortunately. Jan Jones was cutting infield, and Fleck was going outfield, and communication was lost there. Field at Wales might be pressing a little bit higher because the ball seems to be coming through them too easily. And Gilliger's just outside the channel, so outside the pocket. If this ball is crashed through and they don't catch it like that, there's Gilliger right now. That's been good for them. She can find the overlap, cuts in field, just loses a bit of control. Emma Thomas picks it up. But the intention was there and she was out of the pocket. And now the one-time hit going forward. Going to find Menia Jones in the circle, claiming a foot, but not going to get much luck there. As the ball has gone over the baseline, they're going to call for a long corner. Now it's going to come in. Need a delivery. Don't run into a player. Andrea Fairless just running off on players when they get to the circle. They want to get in the circle. They run with the ball as hard as they can. And the time and space closes down so quickly. Sometimes they're better off just change the channel and run sideways and then deliver a pass. But as we all know, that circle is so tempting. You want to get in there and crack a ball every now and then. Emma Thomas with a great win. Becky Fleck, if she can do the normal skill, go out the outside, cracks it across. It's a really good movement there. Just hit it straight down the middle. And that's a favour being returned. They could have had advantage there, but Qatar has given Fleck a chance to run in here. Is going to definitely deliver the ball to the front of the goal. It gets popped up into Minna Jones's face. I'm pretty sure she's going to claim a short corner for that. Not sure whose stick it came off, but I'm pretty sure if I watch the replay that there might be a case for a short corner there. Like you, Minna Thomas took that blow with aplomb, didn't even flinch, shrugged it off and said, let's go again. Again, in that setup, Fleck ran on the outside, and they need to contain her if they're going to not be concerned about her causing damage in this game. Again, this ball being pushed forward. Umpire didn't see the ball of the previous one off the keeper's stick. But as it happens, umpire can't see everything, so you have to play on for what they can see. And the ball gets chapped under the feet there. And unfortunately, Lynn Reese just passing the ball straight to the US. And this free play can hurt, because if you let Kathy Frick win the ball somewhere there with the headband, she's going to run one at you and get through at some stage. At some point in this game, if Gulliger and Frick decide to play together, there could be carnage, because they do have the ball skill to move to deaf spaces. Nori Smith knocking the ball forward, and Siegel looking for the arc, trying to get around a player, but the arc was too tight, and so turned into a player. Wales now knocking the ball on the field. That's Jan Jones. Now they've got some space. Minher Jones still got it if she just reacts to it. Well, I think she hit her foot and she owned up there as the ball gets knocked out, but I don't think Annie Fetzer knew that it was her blow. As Fetzer comes up, take it now. Gets out the big long pole and hits it. That's going to be a freshie. That's not going to be allowed. Fairless missed the ball. They're going to call Siegel back and say, no, you got to take it from the exact spot. Umpires are pedantic about this. As the ball gets made live now, Nori Smith's going to be traveling on the outside. It's a good option, but just don't run into somebody. Again, at some stage when you run on the outside, somebody's going to come and meet you, put pressure on you. You need to have a plan when you get there. Fortunately, nobody gets out the way and says, please, you go ahead, I'll stay back. Defender's job is to get in the way, plant themselves, or get a little bit hustly-bustly. Volper coming out there, passing to Smith. Smith traveling nicely with the ball, trying to find options, but doesn't. And good infield pass. That's two good passes that have come out there that have been working nicely just to get them away. Celery's looking for a runner. Ball comes out wide, yeah. Looking for delivery, changing her mind. Going on the backhand, which is probably the lesser option. Ball hit in her foot, went through Becky Fleck, and the US just hitting her foot there on the edge. I think it might have come off Kelly Setzer. She was behind players and obstructed from view, so she couldn't see where the ball was coming, and then the ball crept through, hit on the foot before she had time to react. Again, unfortunate. There's a lot of organising happening on the edge of the DA. Jones Pritchard on top now. The ball coming out short and getting knocked across. Emma Jones on the dive, fantastic effort. The short corner option being pushed out cleverly. Been hit neatly across the face of the goal, and Emma Jones thought she was in there for all her money. Andrea Fairless, the one delivering that clean hits. Okay, and the ball coming away now, looking for options. The long shot coming up. Maybe should have been working on the small pass because Fleck's going to get this one off the run every now and then. Fleck just proving a point, but she carries on playing because she hasn't been given any advantage. Often she rides tackles and carries on playing. Quite happy for them to get a bit boisterous on her and then play in the advantage, but the umpire's not giving her advantage, and she's getting a bit frustrated now. One of the key things about any tournament is you start playing the tournament in different countries around the world. The umpires arrive with different ideas, and as the tournament develops, you need to start reading the way umpires are going to blow at that tournament. There's what nuances they have. Often there's an umpire's manager who's seen things and asking them to be harder on this and softer on that based on a whole bunch of games, and it might not be your game, and you come along and you're going to umpire blow in a certain way, enforcing some things very strictly, letting some other things go. And it's part of the sport, is those nuances again. Fleck just rolling through easily. She can find it backhand again. The ball goes in the back of the net, and I think Fleck had that on the backhand with a bit of lift. And the ball had a bit of lift on it. I'm not sure if it was going on target. It doesn't matter though, because it was cracked in very deftly. I'm going to say by Sally Reese. Fleck with amazing skill with the backhand, and yes, Sally Reese being credited the goal as Wales take the 2-1 lead. And again, they have to, US guilty of not identifying that Becky Fleck, one of the key players on that side. There's going to be running around that end D a couple of times. That's stopping her. It might mean sacrificing one of your better players to go and look after her, but the US needed to make a plan there. A good escape ball. Knocked in that circle, and now Wales have got a bit of energy, and Fleck's coming in again. She can hit this one. She cracks it across the near post. Player of her quality should be shooting far post all day long. Not that there was anybody there, but outside of the goal is the best player to shoot. And yeah, it's me saying yeah from the commentary box, where it's very easy to coach and tell people what they should have done. But we'll forgive her for that previous delivery that was perfect. As the third quarter ends, Wales have restored their lead to 2-1. There's one quarter to go, and this is the playoff for 9th and 10th at the World Cup for Masters Hockey in the O55 division. We'll see you for the last quarter in a while.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room. Thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills. Looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
Welcome back to the last quarter of this over 55 women's game. It's the 9th and 10th playoff at the Masters World Cup of Hockey. We've got the US against Wales. Wales taking a 2-1 lead in that last quarter. Game being very close, in fact. You wouldn't be able to actually predict a winner from the chucker as that ball gets dragged across in the body. Ball gets lifted. I think it's definitely a lifted ball. I mean, the idea of danger is interesting there because that ball was going so slowly. it might have made a dent in a lemon meringue pie, but that's debatable. Play now happens is the US are going to be pushing for this game now. They're going to chase. They've got a big fan club on the right here with me chanting the USA chant as often as possible. Wales now picking the ball off, having a chance to come back. A good delivery. That was a nice clean strike, and trying to see who that was who got in the way there. Looked like a Christine Couture who picked that ball so neatly. That ball was cracked properly. But alert on Route 1, defender's job. That's where you got to be. If the ball goes off Route 1, you can always go and tackle the person off Route 1 or make a pressure. But the one that goes straight through on Route 1 is going to cause the havoc in the goal. The ball being knocked through there. Kathy Frick just not connecting the ball properly. But again, like I said before, if Frick and Villager can get together, a little 1-2 game down the middle of the park. They're often very far apart from each other, doing individual roles and what they need to do, but together as a pair, they could be deadly. Ball rolling loose there and a bit of a crack. No inch given. Nori Smith just seeing the loose ball and trying to get onto it, and Jones Pritchett, I think it is Jones Pritchett, was in the way. No, ball going through. Again, there's time to chase this one down and put pressure on it. Nice, neat skill to get out of trouble. Ball comes out wide to win. Win backtracking, and then just turn over the ball. Players in the midfield. There's Emma Thomas. Ball not going to her, but it is going to Becky Fleck, and this is going to hurt. It looks like Smith has been tasked now with looking after Fleck, and there she goes through now. She'll come in field. Get the her backhand passing has not been the best today. She had one that scored the goal in the last one, so she'll contradict me and say that. But the last couple she's popped through there. Still determined to go on the backhand tackle. Sorry, backhand pass. As Smith now lets the ball go. So it's going to make a difference where they can turn the ball over. Galigia with skill, like we said before, can take things far down the field. Runs the blocking line, and I think umpire's going to blow for obstruction. Quite a hard call, that one. Not often given. And Wales get to regroup with just under 14 minutes left. This is by no means a done deal, this game. Goals can come from anywhere, and if we do end on a draw, we're going to go to playoff, a shootout. 5 players get to run against the keeper each. Can't score a goal. Highly stressful, highly entertaining for the crowd, and as many people say, a lottery. But a decision has to be made about who ends ahead of who, and this is a win on the sideline. You're trying to find a way through, going for the Route 1 option, causing a bit of mayhem and consternation. As Arna gets the ball across, but only as far as Lynn Rees, who pummels the ball downfield, and after all those a couple of bad bounces have landed for Wales, who now get a run on the ball with Jan Jones. Jan Jones trying to scan where to go. Emma Thomas is open on the midfield, but doesn't see her. Jan Jones wins it back. Going to force it down this channel. A lot of this game has been forced down the channel. Emma Jones has been open a lot in the midfield for the switch ball and the trough ball. Hasn't been used nearly enough. Maybe being the captain of the team, she needs to voice her opinion on that. Get some more ball coming through her as Wynn gets the trough ball going to Couture. All out wide to the captain, Watchawak. Watchawak looking for options. Just a hanging stick, almost caught her again. Couture looking to see where to go. Goes for the longer ball this time. Unfortunately, I think that was Volpe. Volpe just took her eye off the ball as it came to her. You could see the head lift just before the ball reached her, and of course, every sportsman knows what happens when you take your eye off the ball. As Wales now regroup. And again, now they find Thomas. Thomas turns and hits, but fantastic tackle. Kathy Frick putting the ball in the line, and this ball's going to go through. We've got 2 runners ahead here. Oh, the ball is gaining too much pace. Caponera, I think, just looked like the ball wasn't hit that hard. In fact, I also thought it was mishit and thought it was going to roll pedantically up the field. And every one of us caught by surprise when the ball started picking up speed. And now we have a good battle because Smith has decided that Flick is a problem. Sorry, that wasn't Flip, that was Gilliger. And Gilliger now let her go. Smith with the ball now, in fact. Watchawayak trying to find an option. Losing the ball, spun away from it. It has recovered nicely. She showing all the composure of a captain, like that was meant to happen all along. A lot of pressure coming in there. That's a nice pull there. Definitely avoiding the Russian Pascal. Now the ball being turned over. Pascal going to make a delivery. Ball across the face. Too much pace on it. Menia Thomas coming in there, but beaten for pace. The carbon fibers and the graphite aligned on the stick there. And nice meaty clean hits, in fact. Becky Fleck smiling and saying, unlucky that you hit the ball so cleanly. Ball in the midfield of Smith. Smith's going to have to turn and get out of trouble. Yeah, picks the sideline. Wind's not there. As around about 10 minutes left in this game, and Wales will obviously want one more goal to extend the lead and get a bit of a gap, but anything can happen. It just takes one chance as Emma Thomas flips the ball over the top very deftly. That nice, neat skill. Lynn Rees cracks it in. Fleck goes on the backhand again. I think she's going to hate me for calling that backhand skill of hers. The ball pops in the circle. Now she goes for the backhand shot to prove me wrong. The ball's still loose. Menhir Jones goes for the cross, and watch why I get to play that over the baseline. No choice there. She's admitted it. She said, where else could I go? Menhir Jones ran on the back there and tried to crack it across, and watch why I had no choice but to knock it out the baseline. As Wales now come with another variation. Last time they went out short. Fairless very close here. Flick on the drag flick. Probably going to put this top left. Ball comes out short. Runners are coming in for the deflection. Ball gets hit near post. Pulled that one. And I don't think Jude Livesey after the push in will say that she had a chance there. Wasn't expecting it either. But Wales pursuing the short push option. Sally Rees just running on the field with all the energy in the world. Must have had some jelly babies on the side because the sugar's kicked in. Ball down the middle. Smith got time to turn, but Menhir Jones, all the pressure in the world. And lucky because she put the pressure on there. Smith had to work hard for that. Kato looking where to go. Chawayak on the sideline wide open, but here comes Sally Rees with the jelly babies. Lots of energy. Ball getting on the line. Kelly sets her on that sideline. Ball being crashed on the middle again. Emma Jones on route 1. She's been there a lot today and just making sure that it comes out there. Nice turn and pass there from Sally Rees, but Fleck was a little behind the ball. Again, Thomas wide open in the middle of the field. Emma Thomas, I think I said Menia Jones now, sorry, Menia Thomas on the baseline. My apologies. Menia Thomas with the cross just now that had to be deflected out. Another ball going on the sideline, just kind of drumming the channel where Emma Thomas in the midfield is wide open again. Carol Gilliger now hanging a little bit high for the States. Should probably go a bit higher, but they've got to find her. Ball comes crashing in to the D, but rolls over the baseline harmlessly. Gilliger nice and high in the field, but they just can't find her. She needs to come back and fetch the ball and use her skill to transferred upfield. Wins on the sideline, pushing the ball forward, and just caught. Mene Thomas going forward now, got the name right, thank you. And two players come to a standstill, like an on-field bully. Kathy Frick trying to find the ball forward, but a lot of pressure there. And I think, personally, the umpires felt they needed to give a card at some stage in this game, and that was the first soft one that game along. Don't think it made any effect. No different to any other tackle in this game. Jude Livesey been given a 2-minute suspension. That means Wales have to play with a player down for 2 minutes. Again, good drop pass. Fleck looking for options. There's one through the middle, and she's determined to get that backhand pass through. In fact, watching that replay, Sam Pascal was in the gap, and now he's on the far post. So this ball can get through. Unfortunately, Kato on Route 1 said no thank you. Pascal had lined it up on the far post, and again, this is where the US, they've got an extra person. They need to push an extra person forward. Wales serving a 2-minute suspension, and 2 minutes goes by so quickly. When you're the attacking team on that situation, when you have the person with 2 minutes off, it feels like a lifetime. Emma Thomas just shepherding the ball, again playing for time. Captain's role, try and ride these 2 minutes out. Oh, slow progression here, looking for a delivery. Fleck running baseline again. She'll come infield at some stage, tries to find the short corner, there it is. Again, the ball's run baseline so many times. And pull back onto a foot then. What happens here is the short corner will take 40 seconds to complete roughly, which is 40 seconds of 2 minutes that Wales are going to need before Livesey comes back on the field again to add to the numbers. One love again. The US is not making any inroads to get down the field for a short corner or a circle entry. I think that's the one thing that's going to disappoint them right now. And Wales have kept them in this half of the field for long periods of time. We've seen Wales go short most often, yeah. Now again long. A trap, a roll, ball loose in the circle. And call being given. The keeper's been rolled off, I think. Yep, keeper's been taken off. The US are going to play an extra player. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just haven't seen her come on the park yet. Quick count over here. Oh, they have, yes. So the US are going to play without a keeper. This is that, what do you call the Hail Mary? The keeper comes off. They've got an extra player on the field, but they need to find that extra player. They put the extra player high, but Wales are now going to blanket press this and make sure that Kato and them can't find that pass high. Tap coming on. Now, Feta got to get the ball forward. There is it in the right part of the field now. The extra player, yeah, they need to hunt this. Great turnout there by Donna Druce. The US getting a lot of support from the US fans in this corner. They're in the right corner as well. All the US fans are in this corner. The problem with this, again, like we always say, is that it just takes one run from Wales into the circle and they get a free shot at goal. There's no goalkeeper. And what happens generally when a player gets the ball near the halfway line, they're going to run for that circle at all costs because you just got to get in the circle and push it goal bound. As there runs one now, and now we've got a chance. Pascal running on the left-hand side. Fleck ahead of the ball. Jones Pritchard trying to get in the circle. 3 minutes on the clock, and now the game gets exciting. You can hear the US fans getting boisterous on the sideline, and this could be interesting. Oh, Gulliger, the key player, trying to weave her way through. If anybody's going to do the damage, it's going to be Gulliger or Frick, and locking the ball away is not going to be any good there. That was Frick on the ball. The US need to step everybody high now. Everybody's got to step into this game. They can't afford to have anybody back. Winning this ball high in the field is super important. And the line looks wide open and they just not step, and the ball's in the middle of the field. Emma Thomas has got it, the captain. No rush here. The over been thrown and the periscope going up for Feta. Feta's got the ball. The call being given for her. Sally Reese just casually running the ball out. We've got 1 minute and 45 seconds. This could be great fun. Feta going for the big knock. Just unfortunate touch of the ball going sideways there for Siegel. Again, the US need to press in here, send in the dummy runner, and the ball goes over the top. And this could hurt because Wales have got it. Open face pass, puts it on the foot. That's very clever. Just Pascal being wants the advantage. I don't know how many times today Wales have thought they got some advantage. If anything, this ball's got to go to Becky Fleck, and she needs to run it in the circle and shoot. Play to your strengths, Wales, and ball going in there, and the short corner would even be worse because no keeper in. They're taking their time. 55 seconds to go. The US need to get this ball out and find one of their high line players. They've got two hanging out here. Gulliger, one of them. Another one so far away I can't see her. This will take forever. Everybody crashing in here. Riding the clock down. Fans getting boisterous on the sideline here. Obviously asking for the ball to be given. And this is going to take forever. A lot of players on the field are spectators at this moment. We've got 18 seconds. That's going to be too long to get the ball on the field, I fear. Just going to take too long. And they're going to run the clock down. Becky Fleck's going to get this and hit as far away as she can. No, goes down the middle. I thought she was going to hit it sideways, but it doesn't matter because Wales will end this World Cup in 9th position. The US, after amazing fight, we're going to finish in 10th, and everybody, what a fantastic game for 9th and 10th. We look forward to more hockey tomorrow. We'll see you then.